always wanted to be a lawyer from a very little girl. I didn't know how to get there or all of the things that came with being a lawyer, but I definitely was always drawn to the law. I've always been a big history buff and loved African American Black history, and just learning about great people such as Thurgood Marshall and Constance Baker Motley were some of the influences that really drove my desire to become a lawyer. What drove me into, wanting to stay in Baltimore and particularly practicing in this group is being able to represent different companies, different organizations, and definitely work on their behalf. And the ties that this office has to Baltimore is very special to me. I went to law school here at the University of Baltimore, and I have a passion for making the community of Baltimore a better place for everyone. I clerked on the Maryland Court of Special Appeals, which is the second highest court here in the state of Maryland. And just my experience there and seeing a lot of the diversity efforts that are working to be increased and that need to be increased, and ensuring that we have diverse attorneys of color getting that appellate experience, and later down the road being able to become an appellate practitioner. That was really my driving force to want to become actively involved in mentoring students at the law student level. We take mentorship applications from law schools across the country. And then what we do is we then match those students with mentors, either young attorneys such as myself or people who are more seasoned in their career. And we meet with our mentees on a regular basis. We advise them, we encourage them in certain paths that they may be considering pursuing. And we really are there to support them through their process throughout law school and hopefully after law school. Being able to give back to someone, who otherwise would not have had this resource is very meaningful to me. And being able to take an active role in diversifying the, field, of course, and bringing more young attorneys and attorneys of color into appellate practice or just into litigation in general is something that I'm very passionate about. One of the best things is just talking to youth or just talking to people who are first generation students and really seeing their progression and seeing what they have been able to accomplish just by having a representation in someone that is, cares about them and wants to give back to them in a positive way. I think that, a lot of times when we talk about diversity, from different communities, a young child or even a young adult, it's hard to become something you can't see. So being able to give back to those communities, whether it's a nonprofit through the funds that I'm able to give to a nonprofit, or even being able to mentor, like I said, law students, or I've also mentored high school students and younger students as well, and just letting them know, that there's someone that looks like them who was able to be successful in the legal profession, and that they too, can be successful and maybe even more successful, than myself in the future. I think that's my biggest purpose, and one of my greatest rewards is seeing somebody that I was able to give back to and seeing them accomplish something that, they always dreamed of accomplishing, and just being able to do that by serving as a representation that they otherwise probably would not have had. Seeing the benefits of having that diversity, seeing the benefits of having someone of a different background who may not have the same things as someone else, but seeing that as a positive and understanding the benefit and making a commitment to taking, steps, whether in employment opportunities and in the cases and the matters you represent, to represent diverse matters and to bring diverse attorneys to the table. Because diversity only makes an organization stronger. Well, Goldberg Segalla was specifically a perfect fit for me because I wanted to make sure that I went somewhere that was committed to diversity and committed to seeing the success of attorneys of color, from associate level to partnership level. And one thing I can say about Goldberg Segalla as a firm, and specifically the Baltimore office, diversity and commitment to diversity are not just buzzwords in our office. It's words that we put into action. Our office specifically represents the community in which we sit, and it's is very focused on ensuring that we maintain diversity within our office, and that they also invest in their associates to make sure that we have an opportunity to grow and learn as attorneys, and to potentially pursue leadership roles within the firm.